know Daryl, or have you uh like do you have a sense of him? I think him and Kenny are pretty good friends.
Yeah, those guys are a little older than me, but um, I know him. I know of him. I know his history, and we're both from the city of Chicago. So I'm a basketball almanac historian. So I kind of like know a lot about him. So there's a lot of respect there.
Yeah, they had a good one last night. Tulsa won double digits. I don't know if you've been able to watch that game or been able to look at them, but just what's your take on UALR overall?
Um, I like what they run. I like their style of play. They're number one in the country in what we call the Olajuwon stat. That's blocks and steals combined. Um, they average 10 steals a game. They cause 17 turnovers a game. Um, they're in helter skelter, right? They mix up defenses. They changes the rhythm of the game. They keep you off guard. They scatter the court a little bit, and they cause havoc, and that works good in their favor. They run really good stuff on offense. They run some Princeton stuff with this team. They got good pieces, good personnel. Like their team a lot. We respect them, but we don't fear them. But there's a lot of respect for what they do and who they are and how they're playing and winning basketball games.
Yeah, I may have a couple more. I'll turn it back to Mike if I can ask some questions later in the Zoom. Thanks.
Hutch,
Yeah, Coach, I'm curious if you have any updates on Jonas and Trevin, if they might be available for Friday's game.
I'm not sure about that. We haven't got an update for today. I think uh, that's up to our medical staff and Matt and those guys are doing a good job monitoring that. They're trying. I know the kids are chomping at the bit to get back on the basketball court and working really hard and going to their PT meetings and around the clock treatment and therapy with Matt. But in terms of a status report, I don't have that right now at this moment.
And then if you're without them, I wonder if as a staff, have y'all kind of game planned like a doomsday scenario where if maybe somebody else gets shaken up in the game or foul trouble. I mean, you almost kind of had that against Pacific, just kind of how y'all will handle that with the shorter rotation.
Yeah, we talk about it. We prepared for all scenarios. As you saw last game, we had to play small because we had to play a do at the five some. Defensively, we had to play a do at the five, but offensively, pretty much a lot of our parts are interchangeable and positionless. So we're prepared for if we have to do something like that again on Friday. Being prepared is the most important thing. We're not going to be caught off guard if someone gets into foul trouble or if something like that happens. We'll be prepared for it.
Connor,
Hey coach, you mentioned Adu playing a little bit at the five, but just what has he meant to you guys this season and just the leap he's taken from his time at Kentucky to now and how he's been able to just, grow as a player.
Nothing he's doing is surprising to us. We are fully aware of his skill sets and how he can impact the basketball game. He's, in my opinion, could be one of the most impactful players in college basketball because of uh, what he does on both sides of the ball, right? What he does defensively, him being hard to guard on the offensive side because, yeah, I think a dude was a point guard. He obviously grew to be 6'7", 6'8", and he's this uh, physique, right, that he has. But he was a point guard, so he's got good ball skills, got good deck game, so he can drive the ball, and he's probably arguably one of the most athletic kids in basketball right now, in college basketball. So he's not doing anything for us that is shocking. What we're concerned about, which has been an issue for him, as I said before, is him being consistent. Can he keep up this pace? Can he continue to be healthy? And can he continue to play at this level? And if he can do that, then we'll have a really good team and he'll have a great year.
Another guy that I wanted to ask you about, Nelly Davis. It looks like, he's been giving y'all some good minutes defensively. Cal mentioned, he had 6 rebounds the other night. It looks like he's just not been really comfortable offensively and getting super involved. What is your take on how he's done this season and what y'all need to do going forward to get him
Still,
going?
still figuring it out, right? We're still in that figuring it out stage in terms of our personnel pieces. We hadn't had them. We hadn't been able to practice with everybody. We hadn't been able to scrimmage still to this day because every time it seems like we're getting healthy, someone else go out or whatever, and that's unfortunate. That's something that we can't control, but we've been able to play above that in terms of who's available and what we're doing. We're still getting good stuff done, still getting good work done. We have not taken a step back in terms of how we're preparing for practice, preparing for games. But in terms of Nelly, I think that it'll come, right? Nelly's situation will come. We're not really worried about him in terms of if you're talking on the offensive end, it'll come. Coach is gonna start doing some different things for him to get him into some spots that make him more comfortable where he's able to do some of the stuff that he's effective at doing. But we got to help him, and coach is committed to doing that.
Jackson.
Hey Chin, just one more on Nelly. Do you get a sense like it's maybe an adjustment period coming from a place where, he was the clear-cut #1 option and now he's, fitting in and trying to, with a team that's got a little bit more talent than where he was previously?